dimaksud bisa berupa bahan tertulis maupun bahan tidak tertulis. So the material is basically what students learn in class. It is can be text, article, grammar, and tenses. Next, let's move to instructional material. We have several definitions of instructional material. First, from Amos et al., they are stated that instructional material are educational tools used to illustrate teaching content, making learning more concrete and less abstract. They provide a realistic experience so that learners can integrate with previous knowledge that they are already learned. Next, from Sejauh Akhirudin 2022, he stated that instructional materials are materials, tools, media, instructional, and guidelines used in the teaching process to achieve desired learning activities. They provide a concrete activities so students can develop their intellectual. The last one from Miran Bagasia, 2024. He stated that instructional materials refers to the resources, tools, and aids utilized in educational settings to facilitate teaching and enhance learning experiences. These play a crucial role in teaching and learning process because they can reinforcing concepts, convey materials, and can foster learning achievement. Next, please. So to put it simply, material is the content itself. Then instructional material is the support of the resource that helps students understand the content better. For example, if the material is an English story, then the instructional material would be flashcard of the characters, video of the story, or a worksheet about it. Next. So what is instructional material is important? According to a library in 2017, instructional material are essential and significant tools for teachers' efficiency and improve students' performance. It can provide learners with meaningful sensory experiences for effective learning. And instructional material are meant to improve the quality of educational and students' academic performance. Because when we use instructional material, the students can actively participate in the teaching and learning process, and it can reducing the teacher's content in the class. Next, about types that will be delivered by Dr. Muhammad. Please.
Alright, so next is types of instructional material. So, instructional material have many different form, and each serve a specific purpose in learning. Also, they are used to support different learning styles. First one, we have printed material. So, printed material are often considered the most traditional form of instructional resources because they have been widely used and in education long for the development of digital and multimedia tools. Then they are usually in written form, and then such as textbook, workbook, and worksheet. And then according to Tomlinson, 1998, instructional material can take many forms, and printed resources remain central because they have systematically present content that learners can follow up step by step. Then textbooks are ideal for foundational learning in subjects such as math, science, history, and where students need a structured and detailed approach. Next, the second one is audio material. So, audio material are instructional resources that rely primarily on sound, and then they are widely used to develop learners' listening comprehension, pronunciation, intonation, and overall auditory processing skills. And from research 2001, emphasized international material serve a matter of source that language input, and audio researchers provide often examples of spoken language that learners can imitate and also practice. For example, like CDs and podcasts. The third is audio visual. So this material is combine both sound and then visual, and then they can take them from like videos, films, multimedia, and presentation. And then from Mayer 2009 said that combining visual and auditory input enhance comprehension and retention because it stimulates dual channels in the human cognitive system. So the last one is interactive teaching material. So interactive teaching material are technology-based resource that allow learners to actively engage with the content rather than passively receive information. Also, this material support the active learning, collaboration, and then personalization. And from Warsaw said that highlight how computer assist to language learning and immediate feedback and learner autonomy. So interactive talk, interactive teaching material are most effective when learners are encouraged to actively participate rather than just passively receive information. So that's all from me. Thank you. Next, liberal I think. Oh.
Okay, so for the next is the functions of instructional materials. According to Babayev 2021, there are 5 major functions what instructional materials are assumed to do. The first is act as a stimulus to learning. Materials should make students interested in learning. If the text is engaging, so the students can connect it with their prior knowledge and also skill. So this helps students and teacher to connect to the goals of their learning. And the second is to contribute to carry out the instructions process. Materials should support learning. A clear and organized structures help the teacher and also the students deliver material smoothly and help students to feel progress and success. However, the structure should not be too strict or boring because the class will be not enjoyable. For example, we can start from warm up and moving on to the hard ones, and with variations such as games or funny things. And the third is represents a view of the nature of instructions. Material also reflects what authors thinking. In this work, they show how teacher thinking about what should learning should do. For example, if the teacher believes that language should learning by communicating, also the material will include about speaking activities. And fourth is demonstrate the nature of the learning assignment. examples of foreign and natural language. So the students can follow and also practice from them. For example, the dialogue English in the material should be natural, like people actually say in their daily life. Maybe that's all from the functions.
Criteria of effective material and according to Richard and Fernandez, when the 2000 these are the criteria of effective material. The first is language is functional and must be contextualized. The language is for communication. We use it to do things like ask, answer, or explain. That's why it should be taught in real life situation or like real situation, like ordering food or asking for direction. And the second is language development requires learner engagement and purposeful use of language. To improve this criteria is used to improve students may use the language like not only learn rules, they need to practice real tasks like role plays, group talks, or writing the messages. The third is language use should be realistic and like Ibu said before, the language in class should be natural, like people really say in daily life. And the first is classroom materials will usually seek to include an audio, visual, and component. These materials often use sound and pictures or video, and this helps students to hear correct pronunciation, see expression, and understand situation more easily. And next will be delivered by Ms.
So for the next criteria of effective material, effective teaching material foster learner autonomy. So learner autonomy is something that has been introduced in English language teaching for a long time. So this ability makes students aware of their learning objective, appropriate material, and learning management according to Harvard 2007. So learner autonomy is not something that students can develop alone. Students still need teachers to help them to train the skills. Therefore, teacher holds a significant role in fostering learner autonomy. The role that teacher holds as counselor, manager, also resource, according to Al-Najmi 2017. In this case, teacher can facilitate students with, for instance, various types of reading material or videos that will engage them, so they will interested to them, and the material can be accessed by them individually. It means that the material should motivate and introduce them that they actually can learn by themselves, and they can take charge of their own learning, and they can learn beyond the classroom by their own control. So next criteria is materials need to be flexible enough to cater to individual and contextual differences. So effective material not only should relevant to students' needs, but it also has to be flexible enough to accommodate their differences, so no students will feel left out or isolated. So individual differences, for instance, like how are their learning styles, whether visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, or it can be like how are their learning pace, whether slow or fast learners. And the textual differences, for instance, process needs to be engaging, and the material has a role in achieving that. As Bu Asri said before, the material is more important than the teacher itself. So cognitive engagement, which is the thinking side, refers to how students can process, can understand, and can apply their knowledge. It means that the material should stimulate the mind and making them analyze, solve the problem, create, or reflect. And for effective engagement, which is the feeling side, refers to how students are emotionally involved and motivated. So positive engagement, positive emotions like enjoyment, curiosity, confidence can increase learning success. So teachers need to do the material wise and creatively to make the learning atmosphere well and enjoyable, not only based on textbook or only explained to them, but also with another interesting and attractive aids that can catch their attention and maintain their focus. So those are the criteria of effective material. Next will be my item.
It helps them become more independent. And the next one is a source of stimulation and interest. Materials often inspire teachers to create more engaging classroom activities. And the next one is a syllabus. Sometimes materials have already pre-planned learning objectives and sequences, so they serve as a guide for what to teach and when to teach. And the last one is a support for less experienced teachers. For the new teachers, materials provide a structure and confidence in managing the classroom. Okay, next is the role of instructional materials in facilitating effective teaching and learning is multifaceted and crucial in enhancing the educational experience. Based on a journal article entitled Role of Instructional Materials in Students' Academic Performance by Miranda Marchiotti, 2024, we include the first one is enhancing understanding and comprehension. Instructional materials provide visual aids, use of experiences, and interactive resources that help students grasp complex concepts and understanding abstract ideas more effectively and effectively. The second one is promoting active engagement. Well-designed instructional materials encourage active participation and engagement among students, fostering an learning environment where the students are actively involved in the learning process. And the third one is supporting different learning styles. Instructional materials cater to diverse learning styles and preferences by offering multiple modalities for presenting information such as visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, accommodating the individual needs of students. The fourth one is providing real-world context. Instructional materials often incorporate real-world examples, case studies, and practical applications that helping students connect theoretical knowledge to real-life situations and enhancing the relevance and applicability of learning. The fifth one is facilitating retention and recall by reinforcing key concepts through repetition, visualization, and in sensory experiences, instructional materials aid in retention and recall of information, improving long-term memory and learning outcome. The next one is supporting differentiated instruction. Instructional materials enable educators to differentiate instruction to meet the diverse needs and abilities of students, providing opportunities for engagement, enrichment, and individualized learning experience. The next one is increasing motivation and interest. Engaging and visually appealing instructional materials capture student interest and curiosity, motivating them to actively participate in learning activities and fostering positive learning environment. And the last one is fostering collaboration and communication. Instructional materials facilitate collaborative learning experience where students can work together, share ideas, and communication effectively, promoting peer interaction and cooperative learning. That's all for the role of instructional materials. And the next material will be delivered by my friends. Thank you.
Thank you to my friends who have presented the material on campus today. Next, I will present the conclusion of today's material. So, instructional materials are not simply complementary in the learning process, but rather serve as the foundation that support the learning activities or learning process itself. Various stakeholders, including students, teachers, and even parents, play a role in determining the effectiveness of instructional materials and in achieving optimal student skill development. For example, as stated by Castro Alonso et al. 2021, efforts should be made in providing students with materials that A. contain both text and visualization, B. present text and visualization contiguously or in an integrated manner, C. include only essential learning information, D. emphasize key learning content, and E. avoid excessive and transient visual information. Through this presentation, it is expected that we, as a prospective teacher, will be able to implement and apply innovation that make learning activities more engaging. Most importantly, we must continue to integrate technology so that the materials we provide remain relevant and up to date. And maybe that's all from me. I'm giving it back to the moderator.
So, thank you guys. That's all from Group 5. And we move to Q&A section. Who wants to? Is there any? Okay. Bentar. Turun ya. Lihat ya, teman-teman. 1, 2, 3. Promise dia.
Okay, my name is Carmen Escararum. I'm from the and my question is related with the types of instructional material. So my question is, maybe your point of view as a student or as a teacher educators. Also, my question is, what the types of instructional material that align with our curriculum now, and how effective, how most effective to our curriculum right now? What the types, the most effective? That's all my question.
So I think it refers back to the students' need, whether also with the students' types, learning styles. So I think the effective material is again kembali to students' needs and students' learning styles, whatever the curriculum are. In my POV. So maybe if the students for beginner or in any level, I think most effective is audiovisual because it really, as Lukman said, it includes two humans' sense. Like that. Maybe my friends will add.
because curriculum Merdeka is like problem-based learning, and we can combine it with interactive teaching material that researchers allow learners to interact with content, fostering active learning and collaboration. For example, it's more than this, of course, and maybe we as a teachers can menyesuaikan kembali with, as Maiza said before, with what students need and what students type of learning. Maybe that's all. Just one more question.
My name is Bina Pujayata Wibowo. I want to ask you something. And do you think instructional materials should be adapted to student interest? And why or why not?
Because when the student interest with something, as Bu Asri said before, that if for example we want to teach about listening, if the instructional materialnya berupa video kayak tadi, si students-nya tuh bakal kayak wah Borobudur, mereka tahu Borobudur. Sorry in Indonesia yang bahasa. They are know Borobudur what it is and what kind of Borobudur it is, and maybe with the visual that familiar with them, they can like while listening, they can like temple in bahasa is candi, and then that's right. My friend will add something.
I will add answer. Sebenarnya nggak selalu harus based on student interest. Bisa juga gurunya lebih ke mencari what the trends, kayak tren apa sih sebenarnya yang biasanya anak-anak tuh yang zaman sekarang lagi dilakukan, kayak misalkan ternyata lebih banyak menggunakan audio visual, jadi gurunya bisa mengaplikasikan itu dan juga mengadaptasikan, yang kayak gini nih audio visual itu caranya kayak gini, misalkan kayak didengarkan kayak untuk bisa apa sih improve their listening skill kayak gitu, atau iya sih kayak to improve listening skills. Is it clear?
Thank you so much for your attention today, and this is all from the 5. Thank you so much, and we are sorry if there are mistakes or error in our presentation. So, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.